50 Cent has seemingly just come out and made one of the biggest reveals ever in hip-hop history. As Diddy's trial progresses in real time, he's claimed that Diddy killed Tupac and ended the decades-long mystery. The most intriguing thing is that Diddy really hated Tupac but always denied having a hand in his death.
We saw Suge in the back of the House of Blues. Tupac was alive at the time. Tupac was in a white drop-top Rolls Royce. Suge was in a red one. We rose up to Pac. Puff tried to speak to Pac. He like, yo, what up, Pac? Pac looked at him and turned his head. Didn't say nothing to him, got right back on his phone. Riz said, yo, F him, speak to Suge. Suge is the boss. Puff said something to Suge, he said, yo, what up, Suge? He said, what's up? He said, yo, you think we got any problems out here? Suge said, I don't know no problems that y'all have. You think we good out here? He said, you should be. Suge just, I don't know any problems you got, bruh. And Pac was alive then.
Tupac hit us with Hit 'Em Up, and that joint was cold. I had to make the call to Biggie, and I said, we not gonna respond. Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Puffy trying to see me weak, hearts I rip. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia, some more.
New court documents show that P.D. Davis accused Sean Diddy Combs of paying $1 million for the of rap icon Tupac Shakur.
R.I.P. rest in peace, Biggie.
Now, there is a very good chance that the feds open an investigation into Tupac. During this week's trial, things got intense when 50 Cent's name popped up during witness testimony. The person who mentioned him? Capricorn Clark, who used to work for Diddy. She started as his assistant and worked her way up to a big-time role in his clothing company, Sean John. She worked for Diddy from 2004 to 2018. So yeah, she saw a lot. Clark told the court that Diddy used to threaten her and even claimed he kidnapped her once in 2000.
The jury came back to some explosive testimony from Capricorn Clark, who is a former employee of Sean Combs. She worked for him on and off from 2004 through 2018, starting as one of his personal assistants and making her way up to head of marketing for Sean John. She said she was working for him, that some of Sean Combs' jewelry from the celebrity jeweler Jacob the Jeweler had gone missing. She said that one of Sean Combs' security guards, Uncle Paulie, picked her up from her home and brought her to a deserted building in New York City. She explained that Sean Combs' security guard, again, Uncle Paulie, would pick her up every day at her home, bring her to this deserted building, would leave. She was locked in, forced to take this lie detector test. She said that she was petrified, and he said that if she did not pass the lie detector test, that they were going to throw her into the East River. She also said that as a personal assistant, she was paid $65,000, and she said that she was sleeping 2 to 4 hours a night, that she was working around the clock, and that she spoke to HR. She said that the HR representative told Sean Combs in front of her, Capricorn Clark is due $80,000 for her overtime over the course of 3 months. She said that Sean Combs ripped up the paperwork from HR and that she was never paid. You guys may remember from last week that the rapper Kid Cudi testified that Sean Combs showed up to his home and wanted to talk to him because he was dating Cassie at the time. Kid Cudi also said that his car was blown up, which he believed to be from Sean Combs. Well, Capricorn Clark was there that day when Sean Combs allegedly broke into his home. Capricorn Clark said that Sean Combs showed up at her home with a gun, kidnapped her, forced her to go into the car with the gun on his lap, and they went to Kid Cudi's house and broke in. That is when Capricorn Clark called Cassie Ventura, who was with Kid Cudi, informed him that he was in his house. So now we're getting not only threats, not only alleged acts of violence with that gun, but also corroboration of Cassie Ventura's testimony and Kid Cudi's testimony. Now, after that incident, Capricorn Clark testified that she spoke to Harv Pierre, who was the head of Bad Boy Records. She told him that Sean Combs kidnapped a gun, broke into Kid Cudi's house, said he wanted to kill Kid Cudi and beat Cassie Ventura all in one day. Then, a few months after, she was actually terminated from that job.
Before working for Diddy, Clark worked at Death Row Records. Yes, that Death Row, the one run by Suge Knight, Diddy's longtime enemy. She knew Suge because her friend had a baby with him. When Diddy found out, she says he freaked out. One night, Diddy and his security allegedly took her to Central Park after dark and told her something.
And she said actually on the first day of the job, she was taken to Central Park. And you might think, oh, we're going to go to Central Park. It's going to be great. But that's not really how she described her first day on the job. She said she went there with Sean Combs, Diddy, and she also went there with Paul Alford. Now, who is Paul Alford? He's actually the security guard that we've known about for a number of testimony, right? But she's actually talking about Uncle Paulie. And so she said that she was brought to Central Park with them. And then she kind of gets into why they would go to Central Park. And it was essentially to threaten Capricorn Clark. Why? Because she actually used to work with Death Row. And who was the CEO of Death Row? That is Suge Knight, one of Diddy's many arch nemesis. And so she said that she described her previous relationship with Suge Knight as he is actually the father of her best friend's children. So she does not have a personal, intimate relationship with Suge Knight necessarily, but she just knows of him and knows him a little bit closer, mainly because of her best friend, and that he is the father of her best friend's children. And so when she was taken to Central Park around this time, this being in 2004, she said that Diddy told her he'd her if she had anything to do with Suge Knight. Then there was an objection raised in court. The defense obviously objecting to that statement, but the government continued to ask her about this alleged threat, and she being Capricorn Clark had explained that Diddy was relatively calm while delaying this kind of message to her. She said that during this kind of meetup at Central Park, or during this meeting, that Uncle Paulie said nothing. He was calm as well too. He was a little stoic from her description of it. And she said, as far as the response to the threat goes, she says, well, we'll just have to